In this video, we are going to see how to make our music resume from the same place where it stopped, and we are going to make our game work like a gramophone. If you have seen a gramophone, it has a disc and a speaker, and a small needle is put on top of the disc. Then the disc starts moving, and the needle, wherever the needle is, that note, that music is played. And when you stop the gramophone, you can start it again by placing the needle at the same place, and it will continue the music from where you stopped it. We have these features in our modern music players, but in GDevelop, you have to code this feature yourself. It's not there in the actions. So this code we this is the same code which we wrote for the mute and mute button and fading in and fading out. So I am simply adding some code inside this code only to make the music continue from the place where it stopped, and it will do so even if you close the game and open it again. So let me first show you what I am talking about. I will run the game, and a small speech will play, right? And I will then go to the next scene. In the next scene, a different music will play. When I will come back to the previous scene, the speech will continue from the same place where it stopped, right? So let's now see how our game looks like, what we are trying to do here.
This is a Develop 5 tutorial where we will learn about how to make music resume in our game from the place where it ended. Playing a song and then we want to exit the game and we want the song to resume from the place where it exited when.
So as you saw that uh, our speech was stopped where when we clicked this next button, it faded out, and after fading out we changed the scene, and when we changed the scene we came to new scene 5. Our previous music was stopped, and the stopping point was saved, and we are not saving it simply in a variable, we are saving it in the storage, so it will be saved even if I close the game. So I have closed the game, but my speech will resume from the same point where it stopped.
Playing a song and then we want to exit the game and we want the song to resume from the place where it exited.
So as you saw that my speech is not starting from the very beginning. The beginning of my speech is this.
This is a Develop 5 tutorial where we will learn about how to make music resume in our game from the place where it ended. Suppose we are playing a song and then we want to exit the game and we want the song to resume from the place where it exited when we resume the game the next time, then this tutorial will be very helpful for us.
So that is the whole, you know, speech. But it runs from the point where it stopped last time when I changed the scene.
Playing a song and then we want to exit the game and we want the song.
So as you can see that our music, I chose a speech file because speech file was easy to detect, which detect that is where it is at the moment, right? In music it becomes little difficult to detect at which point you are, but in speech you can easily detect at which point you are. That's why I chose a speech over a music file, but you can put a music file also, it will not make a difference. So what have we added in our code? It is simple, we have added these 4 lines, and one more thing, we have also added a new variable in our scene, which is music pointer. Earlier we had fade music, we also had volume, but we don't need volume. We want music pointer variable, and make this variable and don't give it any value. You can give, but don't give it. and then apply. And similarly you can add variables in these scenes also. I have not added it because I have not added this functionality, this resuming functionality in other scenes, but I will do it now so that you can follow. So the first step is to simply add a music pointer variable. Like here we have a music pointer, to simply add a music pointer in rest of those scenes also. So I will now add it, music here, apply, and in new scene 6 also. New scene 6 does not have a fading variable, but this one has fade music, so I should add one because music is, I guess, can give it a value of 0. Music 4, 4, 5, 6. And new scene 3 and new scene are not very useful for us. So yeah, these 4 lines are new. You can see in new scene 5 I only have 2 lines. Here at the beginning of the scene I only have 2 lines, so these 4 lines are different, and these are what these 4 lines. And here, down here, when you are changing the scene, here we are also adding 4 lines, and when you are resuming the scene we are also adding 4 lines. What are these 4 lines? Let's discuss. In the beginning of the scene I am loading a storage from the memory, and I have called this storage music pointers. So how am I loading it? You will get this function load a storage in memory from here. Go to storage and go to load a storage in memory, and you will find this scene, this is screen, and you can put the name of your storage file, name of the file in which you want to store your music pointers. That is where your music stopped. You want to store those pointers so that next time you can load them, and then your music will play from that point. You have to store somewhere those pointers, right? And store it in such a way that it stays in the memory even after the computer is switched off, or even if you close your game. So we will store it in the user's hard disk. So that's why we are using this function storage, right? And the next line is read. We are reading a value from our file. So how will you get this function? You can simply go to storage and click on read a value. You will find this screen. Storage name, put the name of your file in which you want to save these pointers. And group name you can simply say that this group name is also similar to variable name. Group is similar to variable. You can replace the word group with variable. So I will say that it is exactly not variable, but we will call it variable for simplicity. And you can simply write a name for your variable. This is the name for your file, and this is the name for your variable inside that file. I have called it new scene 4 music pointer because this is new scene 4, and since I am storing the pointer of the music which is running in new scene 4, therefore I am calling the variable new scene 4 music pointer. And I will read this value, this variable, from this storage, and I will store it in music pointer variable, which is my scene variable which we just created, right? And the third line is change the playing offset of the music on channel 0. Now we are simply, jumping our music to the point where to the point which we loaded from the memory just now, right? So this function, where will you find it? You can find it all the way to go to audio, side audio. You can go to music on channels, and in the music on channel section you can go to playing offset of the music on a channel. You can put your channel identifier, which is 0 in my case, and modification sign equal to, and value, which value? That is the scene variable music pointer. You can go here and go to variables and choose value of a scene variable and select your music pointer variable, right? That's what I have done here. And in the end I am simply closing the file which I loaded, music pointers. It is called storage, you can call it file also. Music pointer is being closed. it is important to close it. So these are the 4 lines, and that's what they are doing. They are simply loading a file and loading a music pointer value from the file, and simply assigning that pointer to our currently playing music. And the same 4 lines are present in the beginning of the scene and at the scene resuming point. So when the scene is beginning, we have these 4 lines, and when the scene is resuming, we also have these same 4 lines. No difference is there, right? Now there is a difference here. And what is this? Which part is this? This is where we are changing the scene, right? When we click on the next button, our fading out will start. Fading out system will start, which will start fading the music out. It will also set our name of the next level, which is new scene 5 in our case. But actual changing of the scene will occur here. So before changing the scene, we will again run these 4 commands. And what are these? These are slightly different from the previous ones. Let's see one by one what these are. Load storage music pointers in memory. We are loading a file music pointers from our storage. Where will you find this function? You will find this in storage, and go to load the storage memory, and you will see this screen. Simply write the name of your file. And what is the next statement? Write music channel playing offset 0 in new scene for music pointer of storage music pointer. So what is this? We are simply saving the value of the music pointer. That is where the music is at inside our file, right? Let me open it, and this is write a value. Where will you find it? You will find it in storage. Write a value. When you click on it, you will find this screen. You will have to put storage name. This is the name of the file in which you are saving your music pointers. And group, again as we discussed, it is the name of the variable which will hold your music pointer. New scene 4 music pointer, because we are working in new scene 4 right now, that therefore the variable name is new scene 4 music pointer, right? And what expression will we save inside this variable? This is for writing a value. Therefore in this variable we will write a value. And what value will you write? We will write music channel playing offset of channel 0. How will you get this? How do you get this function? Like this. Go to 1 to 3. Go to music, and this is here music playing offset. When you choose channel number 0 and apply, you will have this expression. And this expression will simply store the uh, playing offset of the currently playing music on the currently selected channel inside your new scene 4 music pointer variable inside your music pointer storage. So that's what the second statement does. And now we will simply close the structured data. We will close this file because it's important to close it. We will find this function again in storage, close the storage, right? So that's what it is. What we did in these 4 statements is that we simply loaded a storage and we saved something in our hard disk. We saved some data in the user's hard disk. And what data did we save? We saved the current offset of our music, right? That is at which point our music is at right now, right? That's what we saved in the user's computer. That's what we did in these 3 lines. And then in the 4th line we simply stop the music. This is an extra line, but you may not write it, but it's okay if it's helpful to write it explicitly. To stop the music, tell the computer to stop the music, right? So these 4 lines, that's what they are doing. So that's how it's working, and we just saw that it's working well. It's working the way we want it to work. And now let me simply copy these and do the same thing in my next scenes. You can see I don't have anything here, so I will paste. First load, then read, then change, then close. That's the order. Order is important. And in scene resuming, I will again do this. First load, then read, then change, then close. Order is important. And what is also important is the variable name. This is no longer new scene 4, this is new scene 5. So accordingly change the variable and be careful where in what other places have you stored the same variable. Here also 5. Right. Okay. This looks okay. This looks good. No other places. We don't have anything else and at another place which we can change, which we have to change, right? So go back and simply copy the code which precedes the scene changing code. Just copy and go to new scene 5, and where the scene is changing, here just paste the action and bring the change to scene code below, because order is very important. We should do this first and then change the scene. If you change the scene in the beginning, then this will not be done. So that's important. Load, write, close, and then stop the music. That order is very important. But again, this variable name is also important. We are in new scene 5, therefore change the variable name. If you are using a different channel in new scene 5, then you also have to change the channel number, right? So be careful of these changes in your across your scenes. So that's very important. So the same thing we can do for new scene 6 also. I copied it. Let me new scene 6 at the beginning of the scene. Simply paste it. It got pasted in reverse order. So let me uh, you know make the order better. Load, read, change, and close. Similarly, paste it here also. First load, then read, then change, and then you can close. Load, read, change, close. Right? Because you cannot read without loading first. You cannot change without reading first. So that's very logical. And at the end, just simply close the data. Close the file. Cool. Again here we have to change the name of the variable because we are in new scene 6. That is just a convention. New scene 6 music pointer. You can choose any name, but this name makes it easy for us to remember which scene we are working with, right? You can write any name here, but I chose this name because it is symmetrical to the file name. It makes it easy for us to work with, right? So here also change it, and that's okay. Everything looks good. Now again one more code here. Just copy this. Copy. This is the scene. This is the code which precedes the scene change. I copied it now. This is the code to save the file, save the value. This is to load the value, and now I am pasting the code to save the value and put it in proper order. First we will load the storage, then write it, then we will close the data, we close the file, and then stop the music. So this is all working well. Again change the variable name, group name, but you can call it variable name also. Yeah. So that should work. Should work. Although we may not be able, if I run the game right now, we may not be able to tell exactly if it is working because we are running music in this file, and in this file we are running music. But in this file we have a speech, and in speech we can tell at which point the speech has stopped. So, but anyway, it will work. It is if it is working in one scene, it will work in the next scenes also. There is no problem with that. So let's test our game and see if it's working properly or not.
Playing a song and then we want to exit the game and we want the next time, then this tutorial will be very helpful for us. This is a developed.
So as you saw that our code is working very well, and it is resuming the music. When we change the scene, it saves the music pointer, right? When we are in this scene, and when from this scene we go to this scene, it saves the pointer, and when we go back to this scene, it resumes the music from the same pointer. And this thing happens in all the scenes, right? That's now we have successfully achieved this gramophone effect. That is, our music will resume from exactly the same point from where it stopped. So that's how you can do it too. I will put the code on GitHub and put the link in the description so that you can access it and use it in your own projects. So if you have any more questions on this or anything regarding GDevelop 5, you can put your questions in the comment section, and if I will be able to help you, I will help you out, right? And thank you for watching.